All of us conspiracy theorists already know this, but probably you don't. The term conspiracy theory is itself a conspiracy. Let me explain. And this additional information was released about this on Coast to Coast AM with Richard Sarin last night. The Central Intelligence Agency invented the term conspiracy theories and conspiracy theorists in order to put down questions, let's say, unallowed questions and investigations of the John Fitzgerald Kennedy assassination. They wanted to make sure that their official version, their official whitewash of the assassination conspiracy was totally accepted without question, the lone nut theory, and so therefore they dictated that the press and their assets and agents in the press should ridicule and mock, smear, and demonize people thinking outside the box with the terms conspiracy theories and conspiracy theorists. Now, of course, this was all released. It's been declassified, and this was a CIA dispatch. The documents are there, and interestingly enough, it was marked PSI, which means psychological operations. A psychological operation basically means a psychological warfare. And guess who the target was? You, the American people. So we have the CIA. It's come out now. It's admitted the CIA conducted psychological operations on the American people to ridicule, defame, and demonize those who were asking too many questions or not accepting the official establishment whitewash of the assassination by calling them, amongst other things, conspiracy theorists. And funny enough, the newspaper in which these declassified documents were in fact published and released and published is called the New York Times. Yet, that doesn't stop the New York Times from overwhelmingly following the CIA Psy-War playbook and ridiculing and defaming outside-the-box thinkers and independent investigators as conspiracy theorists. The New York Times is almost 100% CIA compliant, except for that one time they released those documents. Well, that shouldn't surprise us either, because Operation Mockingbird, of course, came out in the 70s during the congressional hearings into the CIA and its crimes and various misbehaviors. Operation Mockingbird was the plan to infiltrate the press. I think it went back to the 60s and 50s, wherein the CIA was buying up editors and reporters throughout the media. So your media's been subverted for decades. Now you wonder why so much of their reporting is bullshit and has been exposed for that. Now you wonder why things like the lone gunman and the lone nut theories become expounded as the official truth. And now you want to know why, all of a sudden, in the internet and social media age, the internet's ripping the lid off of every outlandish and bizarre theory out there. Well, there's a lot of pent-up demand for the truth. And a lot of truth is coming out now that seems wild and crazy, but that's only because you've had a controlled media for your entire life. Now, of course, a lot of the bizarre theories out there are planted, because guess what? The Psy-War hasn't stopped. The CIA is still around, and we have many more intelligence agencies probably engaged in such operations now against the American people. So the psychological war continues, and one tactic in any psychological warfare is to create thousands of decoys, thousands of decoy theories, thousands of decoy alternative media websites and personalities, books, articles. They have unlimited money. They get it from you and me. So That's what you got to deal with. By the way, a similar thing happened roughly 500 years ago when the political power establishment of that time was challenged severely by some brave souls. And they formed an intelligence and psychological operations arm, and a strategy they decided to pursue was flooding the landscape with disinformation. They called it using knowledge against knowledge. They were called the Jesuit Order, or the so-called Society of Jesus, working for the Pope of Rome. Actually, since 1523, since that's when the Society of Jesus, so-called, was born and the Counter-Reformation began. So it's very accurate to say the establishment fighting information with disinformation for 500 years.